Hello everyone, MessyPlays here, back at it again. How you doing today? I am playing a new game. It is called Trapped, a game about getting an abortion. This is an online game. You can play it yourself. The Trapped game was in its original incarnation a card game created by the team at Women's Health Specialists in Sacramento and expanded on by teams at the Abortion Access Hackathon. This version hopes to bring to light the relationships of delays and disruptions to access an abortion as they affect the cost. This highlights the importance of the work of abortion funds who work tirelessly to close the gap and ensure that your rights do not depend on what's in your wallet. So if you like the game, you can donate to the causes to, get better access to abortions, I guess. Let's begin. Trapped. Oh, that's a nice art style. I thought this would be about questions or something. When we talk about abortion, the assumption is that access to have one is guaranteed. By Roe v. Wade, the court case that codified obtaining or performing abortions as a constitutional right. In reality, what does that do? Oh shit. Inside only a few minutes, you will walk through one randomly selected scenario of someone who is pregnant and does not wish to be. At the end, you can play again and see a different one. Okay, cool. The events you'll randomly encounter are real. The amount of expenses, wait times are real, making abortion too often a right that you can only exercise if you can afford it. Okay. You wake up and something feels different. You wonder if you might be pregnant. Oh, it was just a really big burrito last night. But now isn't a good time, and for you, you know an abortion would be the best option. You sit up in bed and take stock of where you're at right now. You are 45 years old. You have been having irregular periods. Your mother had an early menopause. You are sexually active. You don't really look 45, especially with that artwork. You have no confirmation yet, but you think you might be about 14 weeks, 4 days pregnant. That's pretty fucking precise, isn't it? Trap laws, targeted restrictions on abortion, providers designed to close them down rather than make them safer for women. Examples: down to the inch dimension for exam rooms, hallways and janitor closets, medically unnecessary requirements for doctors. Finding a place to get an abortion is the first challenge, and after decades of restrictive legislation, today surprisingly difficult. Trap laws, or targeted regulation of abortion providers, means that hundreds of the clinics that once were available for abortion services have been forced to close because of laws that make it expensive or impossible to stay open. Days pregnant, 102. Cost, 920. Nice gradient. You end up at a crisis pregnancy center and who tells you that you are pregnant. You are harassed for asking about abortion. You have to watch a gruesome video before they will let you leave. You then find Access, who helps you find a WHS clinic near you. WH Smith's over here is very different. Very different. You might get a magazine. Add 5 days. Often the language a patient speaks can also pose considerations in how readily they can get an abortion. So where's the game? You can speak English but cannot read English. Your primary language is Hmong. There is no wait time, but your visit will take longer because staff will have to read all the consent forms and information handouts to you. Hmong. Is that a real language? I'm sorry, I'm pretty ignorant. You have an appointment, but they will let you know that based on your estimated gestation, your cost is likely to be more than you thought. You're worried about how you're going to pay for your abortion. How would this be a card game? You said the start is a card game. Where's the game? You check on how much cash you have, and though it's not much, you'll be able to make it by splitting the cost on your credit card. You don't like that you'll have to go into debt, but you'll always told yourself that credit cards are supposed to be for emergencies. Hopefully you'll be able to pay it off quickly. I mean, baby's going to cost more, so you may as well invest in it. Now to figure out how to get to the clinic. Since you're over 12 weeks pregnant, you need to opt for a surgical abortion so your motorcycle won't be a comfortable option to take yourself home after your procedure. You ride a motorbike? You meet a friend for coffee and get up the courage to ask them for help. This is a hard question for me to ask, but I was hoping you could help me. I am 107 days pregnant. Is everything okay? Yeah, I'm fine. But I'm pregnant. Oh man, are you? I'm going to have an abortion, and it's next week, but the bus doesn't go there, and it's okay, you can borrow my car. I mean, I'd go with you, but I have work that day. Is that okay? I don't really want to say a fucking abortion either. Wow, thank you. That means a lot to me. I was so nervous to ask you, how can I pay you back? Nothing. This is what friends do for each other. Seriously, it's okay. I'm glad to help. So that was a freebie. You're grateful for the help, but it takes another day to make arrangements with your friend. According to the Guttmacher Institute, 61% of those patients... I couldn't read that. I didn't click anything. Thankfully, your co-worker is available to watch your baby while you're having your procedure. What? You didn't mention a baby? That was a twist. I wasn't ready for that. As trap laws force clinics to close, patients have to travel farther for their procedures. As a result, getting adequate time off from work can be one of the biggest obstacles to getting an abortion. So where's the daddy? Like, you haven't mentioned the daddy. Is he in the picture? What's happening? Like, he should... If you asked him, maybe he would pitch in. Because, you know, it would be a mutual thing. So I assume if you told him, I'm not going to keep this, wouldn't it be in his interest to say, well, okay, I'll help you with arrangements, I'll drop you off there, kind of thing. Your work shifts at work are rigid, and you're afraid to be honest with your boss as you see too many co-workers get shifts cut or even fired for needing sick days. So you cannot take time off work Monday through Friday. It takes you 3 days to find a weekend appointment. 111 days. Of all the things that have been complicated throughout this journey to get your abortion, you're glad to be in good health, without any complications that would delay or disrupt your abortion. 111 days pregnant. 960. Finally, after all of this waiting and arrangements, your car breaks down. It wasn't your car. I thought it was your friend's car. If it takes you 4 days to reschedule your appointment, and you have to pay your friend to fix that car. Ultimately, you have your procedure and make it home safely. Despite all of the complications of making your appointment happen, the abortion itself was more straightforward than you expected. Happy days. More than anything else, you feel relieved. But there's a twist. Well, I wasn't like going to play this to make fun of it. It was interesting. It's not really a game, is it? And I don't know how it could have ever been a card game. I'll try and do another story. There was some twists and turns in that. That's a long thing to read. I tell you what, if I do it really slow, you can go ahead and read that. Your primary language is Hmong. That's basically what we just did. Right, let's play another one. Play again. This is the same one. You said it was random. Okay. You are 34 years old. You had a baby 3 months ago and are breastfeeding, and no complications were found at your 6-week follow-up. You're sexually active and have been told you cannot get pregnant while breastfeeding. What? You have not had regular periods following your childbirth. You have no confirmation yet, but you think you might be around 9 weeks, 6 days pregnant. 9 weeks and 2 days. Finding a place to get an abortion is the first challenge, and after decades of restrictive legislation, today surprisingly difficult. We know that. We know that. Days pregnant, 65. Cost 440. You confide in a friend who helps you to find the closest clinic to you that performs abortions, and you are able to call and make an appointment. Often the language a patient speaks can also pose considerations in how readily they can get an abortion. You are a monolingual Laotian. Okay. Your 13-year-old cousin is your only translator, but he is uncomfortable translating in this situation. That makes sense. You do not have a trusted adult that can translate for you. Add 1 week for your provider to find a translator. You have an appointment, but they let you know that based on your estimated gestation, your cost is likely to be more than you thought. Shit, sorry. After fighting your anxiety to call your insurance, you get on the phone with them and find out that your plan covers elective abortion. However, you have not met your deductible. It takes 7 days to get your funds. Add 7 days. It's ridiculous that you have to pay for this. It's just ridiculous. America, get it together. Why do you want more, more babies that can't be cared for or fed effectively, or poorer families? It's just, why remove that option? Now, to figure out how to get to the clinic, let me guess, your car don't work. The clinic isn't as close as you hoped, but thankfully you can get to your appointment by public transport from your home. According to the Guttmacher Institute, 61% of those who have abortion... I can't read it. It's too quick. You have a baby to take care of, and find someone who's available to babysit takes 4 days of calling around. As trap law force clinics to close, patients have to travel further for procedures. We've read that one. And you can't get days off. You kill your boss. Your boss is pro-life and finds out you want time off for an abortion and won't give it to you. That should be illegal. How on earth can his ethical viewpoints be a consideration in whether you need time off work? That's ridiculous. It takes you 4 more days to find a weekend appointment. Sue him. Sue his ass. You had previous abdominal surgery, and so the provider requests that your primary care physician conduct a formal ultrasound to be sure that the abortion can be done. It takes 3 days to get the report. Add 3 days. Finally, after all of the waiting and arrangements, the day of your appointment arrives, and you make your way to the clinic. Your support person backs out at the last minute because of family emergency, and it takes you 2 days to find someone else to go with you. Ultimately, you have your procedure and make it home safely. Despite all of the complications in making your appointment happen, the abortion itself was more straightforward than you expected. More than anything else, you feel relieved. The end. How much was that? I forgot. Should we do one more? We'll do one more. Let's go again. You're a 72-year-old lizard. You wake up and something feels different. You wonder if you might be pregnant. But now isn't a good time, and for you, an abortion would be the best option. You sit up in bed and take stock of where you're at right now. You are 45 years old. Oh. No, we've had this one. Did they only have 2? I'm skipping this one. I'm sorry. Can I refresh? What happens if I refresh? Trapped. A game about getting an abortion. Okay, let's go. I'm 45 years old. Oh my god. Do they only have 2? Don't tell me it's random. I'm gonna... No, because if I go through this one and the next one is you are 32 and you already have a kid, that's ridiculous. I'll just be wasting so much time. So let me review this game. Obviously it's not a game. It's a touchy subject. I wasn't going to rip the piss out of it. It gives you a lot of information, especially if you're American. Obviously it's ridiculous. There should be universal access to abortions. That's just my personal opinion. I'm sure I'll get some dislikes. This game is free and it's online. Just search the title, Trapped by Pigeon. And you can also donate to help fund Texas Choice reopen their hotline so they continue to offer funding and practical support to those seeking abortions across Texas. So you should definitely do that. But yeah, this has been Trapped, a short little kind of knowledge dump through getting an abortion. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe, and catch me next time for some more gameplay videos. Goodbye, guys.